Hi everyone, it's Logan from Abby Cat Daddy, the Feline Advocate Society. If you don't know me or Abby Cat Daddy, we are a local cat rescue specifically, located in Abbotsford, BC, and we also support cats in both Mission and Chilliwack cities. Um, if you have followed us for a while, you may or may not have noticed that we have been fundraising a lot more often lately in the last few months. And this is because we have a big project that we have not announced yet. Only some of our volunteers actually know about this. And so I'm really excited to announce what it is, and hopefully that will help us. We'll see. Uh, uh, I've now filmed this like 100 times, probably more. Um, However, so in 2025, we are hoping to open up a nonprofit thrift store as well as an adoption center. This facility would be in one, so it would be a combination of the two in one building. Not only would the thrift store would obviously help pay for like the building itself and the facilities, because you can't rely on adoption fees. If adoption fees are only cover so much of the cost of caring for cats and to get them adopted. It's not like we make money on that. So the thrift store would be to generate revenue to pay for the facility, as well as hopefully generate enough revenue that we would be able to put money back into the rescue to support medical cases and such things like that of that nature. But also the adoption center would help us in a lot of different ways, be able to house cats between fosters a little bit better, have a central location for fosters to pick up supplies instead of our current system, which is me or one of our main volunteers driving supplies out to fosters and other volunteers. And our volunteers are all from here, from Chilliwack all the way to New West. So it's a rather large span. Most of them are in the Abbotsford region, but there are some in other areas, and having a physical footprint space would make things a lot easier. Not only that, but also would help increase visibility for cats and all the different initiatives that we work on, between TNR, Trap Neuter Return, as well as we're also going to be hoping to open an official cat food bank in Abbotsford in that same space, in that same facility. As of right now, we have unofficially been helping out in doing some food bank activities with the food that we have excess amounts of or that we're not going to be able to use due to dietary restrictions and of the cats in our care, and we're just trying to make sure that the food gets used. So we have helped a couple people and a couple cats, obviously, in ways in that way. But we hope to, once this facility is opened, to be able to help more. In that way, people can keep their cats in home instead of being in a position where they can't care for their cat, even though it might be temporary because they're in between jobs or they're moving, but they can't afford the food and litter. And they're worried about that, so they're surrendering their cats, and that has been a small fraction of a lot of what's going on as a animal welfare community lately, where adoptions are down and surrenders and requests are up for their need. So while it's a small part, it is a part that we can help with. So having a center where we can, bring in hopefully enough revenue to help fund other programs, but also have that space for people to come meet cats. One where we can hold cats, our supplies, the food bank, and have a little bit of a meeting point where people can visually see us as a rescue and as an organization, and not just be an online presence. That being said, obviously that takes a lot of money to be able to open a facility of any type. And while it is a thrift store, so obviously we don't have to buy inventory, and we do have some inventory that was donated through us for our garage sale, so that we will be using in that. We still would need more donations for that. when it comes to time, once we have the space set up. But there are lots of costs associated with opening any business, especially if you have a facility and not just like an at-home business. So I'm out of breath. I am so out of breath today because I've now filmed this way too many times, and I'm not cutting it just because I've said it. Our minimum fundraising goal right now is $60,000, which is more than I have ever fundraised in my life, and that's a terrifying number. Our stretch goal is $100,000. The funds of this budget are for lease payments because we would need to. I'm not putting us in a position where we are signed up for a 3-year lease in a space and only have 2 months worth of lease payments in the account. I want us to have at least 8 months because that's just smart ethics or business strategy. Obviously, if we have more, the better, but 8 months minimum before we can start generating revenue. There's that. Renovations, because like I said, this would be a thrift store as well as an adoption center. So it would be two purposes in the same facility. So we would have to make rooms and such like that. So that's obviously going to come at some sort of cost. We need to get the supplies, like cat posts, painting, fixtures for where the cashier counter would be for the thrift store, desk for the adoption center, things of that nature. It's like obviously there's costs there. So a minimum of $60,000 is what we are currently budgeting, based on what we have been able to research and guess, definitely research, figure out and determine at this point. So that is why we are fundraising as hard as we are, because we have a really large goal in mind, and this will help not only us as an organization, but the cats in the region. We would be able to hopefully adopt out more cats to be able to bring in more cats into care, and that obviously helps the felines in the region, our local community cats. So there's that. So while it's a huge amount of money, so I don't ever expect anyone to be like, oh, yep, I'll just donate $1,000. That would be beautiful. But I don't expect that, and I don't think that's very possible in today's economy and market. As some of you know, I recently just shut down a business, so I understand right now that times are tough. So that being said, we have one active fundraiser at the moment, where it's a 50-50 draw. So if you can go online, buy your tickets. It's 1 ticket for $5 or 5 tickets for $20. The draw ends on end of the year, so New Year's Eve at midnight, and then it is drawn on the 5th, I believe. It might be the 6th of January, and that's a 50-50. So if we raise $1,000 to there, $500 is up for grabs. If we raise $500, $250 is up for grabs. Makes sense? But we also have a recycling depot account with Encore Express. So you can literally just go bring your blue bags into most Encore recycling centers, go to a machine, print off tags using our phone number. It's not a phone number that is monitored. No texts and calls don't code to it. It's just for that purpose. So don't try calling us at that number. And I'll post that in the comments below. And then you can put the sticker on the bag and drop it off, and then it goes into our account so that we get the funds for that. So that's an easy donation way that's not really putting anyone out of money. There's that. If you know of any small businesses, cafes, bookstores, pet stores, anything like those natures, even veterinarian clinics that would be open to having a little donation jar at the till, let us know. Have them reach out to us, and we will definitely get them a jar so we can do that. We've reached out to a few different gyms and workout centers, I'm going to call them, for bottle depot money, because many of them, like if you go to the gym, you have your water bottle And so there's lots of those. So we actually have Murph's Gym has agreed to that in Chilliwack. And I will be picking up later this week, hopefully, some bottles. And so stuff like that is very helpful, and it'll help us get to our goal. But if any of you have ideas and want to make a donation or want to help us in any way, please let us know. Please reach out. You can reach out to us on Messenger on Facebook, or you can email us at rescue@theabbycatdaddy.ca. Yeah, but I just wanted to let you guys know what our goal was, and so you can see what we are working with. This video has a lot of other edits I've done, and so I've kept some information out just because I'm rambling and I don't do scripts, because if I do scripts, then it's very obvious that I'm reading off of something, and that doesn't look good either. So I'm sorry that this might have been a little bit weird and I'm breathy, but I'm sorry. But thank you for listening, and I hope that 2025 will be the year of the Abby Cat Daddy. Thank you so much, and love you all. Bye.